public énorme là, qui sont venus des 4 coins du monde pour nous voir, merci. Je m'appelle Sergei, avec moi sont mes collègues Guillaume, Vanessa et Jessie, mais ça nous fait plaisir de vous présenter le cas sur Enterprise. Aujourd'hui, l'agenda, on va commencer avec le current situation. Ensuite, on va parler du problem statement, notre stratégie, nos recommandations. Ensuite, des financials pour donner du matériel à ce qu'on va vous proposer. Une implémentation et finalement un Q&A pour des questions que vous pouvez avoir. So, quickly to go through the company overview, there are some key points that you would need to keep in mind during our presentation. One is that Enterprise is an American company that's English-based. So in Quebec, there's some culture clash and language clash there. The values of Enterprise show importance for long-term growth and sustainability. Currently, the only open position is a management trainee position, which is very important for the rest of the case. And Enterprise is a company that rewards their employees on quality and what they give rather than just seniority. So, when we were reading the case, we found 3 main issues that were at the heart of the lack of sales in Quebec. One of the main issues was the Quebec culture. So Quebec has a specific culture, and given that Enterprise is an American company with an English base, we found that this might have been one of the reasons for a lack of sales in Quebec. One of the reasons might be that the material used for training and implementation of strategy might not be well translated to French. And also, since there is only the position of management trainee, most hirees are from Quebec, and there's no room for outsiders from other companies who have previous experience to bring that knowledge to the company. And thus, the culture of the Quebec resident is propagated throughout the whole company in Quebec. The second issue that we found was that there is also an aggressive sales culture. Given that the main way of motivating the sales force to do well is the MVP events, there is this aggressive sales culture, and which goes against the values of Enterprise, and most of the employees it creates a toxic environment where everyone wants to become the MVP, and instead of helping each other grow as a whole, there's division in the workplace. What happens because of this is that the sales force becomes a little bit too insisting. They offer products or add-ons that the customer doesn't necessarily want or need, and this clearly transposes and shows whenever the sales force is trying to sell something that the customer clearly doesn't want. Our third issue is some of the challenges that came up towards rapid increases. One is simply that the job requirement needs a university degree, which decreases the pool of applicants already. Once again, there's no outsider employment possibility. So since it's all of the employees have to be management trainees, you can't get those employees from already higher levels in different companies. And another issue was that it's difficult to track the culture in the specific country from which each customer comes. So it's difficult to target a certain sales appropriate for the culture of that person or where the customer comes from. So just to wrap up some of the problems, first of all, the specific culture in Quebec. Second, in terms of Enterprise as a whole in Quebec, the aggressive sales that's going on. And thirdly, those challenges towards rapid increases.
So then this leads us to the following question. How can Enterprise Holding develop effective sales culture in Quebec in order to increase its sales? So when we were attempting to come up with a solution, we decided that regardless of the solution that we would implement, we wanted to uphold the brand and the customer service, maintain honesty and integrity within the company, as well as keep the environment at work friendly and safe. So the strategy that we would like to implement We called it co-affirmation, and we think that enterprise should enter this, which is a combination of cooperation, information, and personalization. So to combat our first problem of a different customer culture in Quebec, we would like to implement a personalized system that evaluates non-financial key performance indicators, and this would increase customer service and customer retention. To combat the aggressive sales culture that goes against enterprise's values, we would like to implement a rotational program, which we will get more into in just a moment, and this would transfer all the best practices across the country by getting everyone to see everyone's different unique viewpoints and not just what we have in Quebec. And then the challenges towards the rapid increase of growth in the company. We would create an information system using information technology that would allow us to measure and have a more sustainable customer base. So by implementing our co-affirmation strategy, enterprise will be able to achieve its goals, meaning optimal relationships with customers, enhance managerial conditions, and then increase sales by 5% as well.
So now going along our strategy of co-affirmation, personalization, cooperation, and information are key to this strategy. So for personalization, we are going to have a rotational program between provinces. As other provinces are performing better than us, we would like to have other province employees to come and help us improve our managerial conditions in the working environment, heading towards a more personal approach towards our customers. So in this way, we're going to learn new skills that are coming from different provinces, and we're going to increase the productivity within our province, Quebec. So along with personalization, we have the importance of sharing information. So one of the issues that was mentioned earlier was that it was mostly just English-based, and that like not many French people have access to all the information, as opposed to all our English employee counterparts. So by this way, we're going to give the access to French people, the resource for them to share the information with higher level of the firm. So in this meaning, the managers will first interact with customers, find which way they can improve their customer service, and by then transferring the same information to the top management, and this is all done in the French institution here in Quebec. And this will be better serve a given population, which is Quebec's province. As we improve our personalization aspect in our strategy, we will increase customer satisfaction, and by the same logic, as customers are more satisfied, we will increase customer retention and we'll keep the customers loyal and using more of our services. Now for cooperation, we will consider non-financial factors to the management requirements. So basically, we will use customer ratings, peer reviews, and all such evaluation that will help our managers and all salesperson to perform better and give the experience that our customers deserve with enterprise. And since we're like shifting our direction from an aggressive sales culture towards a more customer and personalized approach, we're going to change the MVP event towards an event more for rookies, to incentivize them to be more a community rather than a competition of who can sell more, and more of like this community that's going to help together towards a better enterprise. So basically, we are planning 2 social events during the year, and we're going to fully insist on the cooperation of all members in enterprise. And lastly, the creation of leader position. So this will give every employee, basically the managers, the opportunity to lead a certain team, and this will increase their managerial skills. So they will also discover what are they better at, and we're going to focus our strategy for our managerial team will be based on who performs better in what aspect. So this goes along the Herzberg two-factor theory. And now lastly, for information, as we previously said, we're shifting from an aggressive sales culture towards a more personalized system. So that's how we're going to shift our information systems towards that way. And for more precisely, we're going to create an option for our customers to create an account with a firm. They're going to become members with enterprise. We'll be able to track them better. And as we track them better, we can orient ourselves towards their needs. And to incentivize people to create this account with our firm, we're going to offer some sort of 5% discount to them for the subscribed members. But to compensate for this 5% increase, we will discount. We will increase by 5% the prices of our regular rental cars.
So now related to the financials. So based on the 50,000 budget we plan to allocate 18,000 to the customer relationship management information system. We plan to allocate 10,000 both to the, 10,000 for the leader program and 10,000 for the icebreakers. And we plan to allocate the remaining 12,000 to the exchange program. With this 50,000, we should expect an increase in profit by 1.25 million. So how this is going to work? First of all, I want to come back to the customer relationship management system. After market research, we found that on the market, the average price per month is $300. So we expect since we want to make it more personalized, we expect to be to cost more like $1,000 and maybe more like $1,500. Related to the profits and how our strategy is going to increase the sales. Based on a study conducted at Simon Fraser University by Dean Chosdol, he went to the conclusion that when a company shifts to a competition culture to a cooperation one, the time, companies save times and waste of resources by 40 to 80%. So we think that the increase in the average selling could increase by 60% based on that. Also, based on a study conducted by Professor Servais and Tamayo at London School of Economics, when a company shifts to a more ethical behavior in selling, they increase their sales by 5%. So based on those numbers, we get to an increase of $2.63 per average sale, considering that there are 4.5 million cars in Quebec, that 20% of them are rented cars, and that 55% of the market in Quebec is the market share of enterprise. We arrived to the conclusion that enterprise makes sales of 495,000 per year. So if we multiply that by our 2.63, we get to the number of 1.3 million minus our budget of 50,000, we get to the 1.25 million. For the implementation, so in our first year, we want to build our customer relationship management information system. We want to start the MVP program and create the icebreakers to create more community and cooperation among the employees. We also want to consider non-financial factors for the evaluation of the employees for the transition to management trainee to the real manager. In the second year, we want to monitor more our customer relationship management information system by making it more personalized to the customer. We want to start the leader program and the exchange program across the provinces. And finally, in our third year, we want to make sure that the French is not an obstacle in the company. We saw a study conducted by Université Paris-Dauphine and HEC Montréal that when the language is a barrier in a company, it is not as efficient. So it's really important after the third year that it's not a barrier. And we want to improve our customer information system again to make it more performant. And we want to make sure that the employees have a high job satisfaction and are motivated in this new strategy. So donc pour la conclusion, on va arriver avec le premier point. Donc d'abord, c'est vraiment important pour nous que Enterprise vienne vers une vision très accentuée sur le long terme. On pense que c'est la meilleure façon pour augmenter les ventes. Deuxièmement, on veut créer une situation gagnante pour tous les acteurs présents. Donc on pense que pour augmenter les ventes, oui c'est avantageux pour Enterprise, mais il faut aussi que les employés soient motivés et que les consommateurs voient un avantage à l'augmentation de ces ventes-là. Et finalement, on pense que c'est important d'avoir une coopération, une communication bien présente à Enterprise. Comme on l'a montré, ça montre que les employés sont plus motivés à travailler et que ça rapporte sur le plan financier. Donc merci de nous avoir écoutés et on vous laisse la place aux questions.
Premièrement, je voulais dire, pour vos non négociables, c'est super bon. Autant qu'Enterprise, on veut augmenter notre culture de vente, mais chez nous, la priorité, ça va toujours être les services à la clientèle. Fait que j'ai vraiment aimé que vous apportiez ce point-là. Juste pour être sûr que j'ai bien compris, dans le fond, icebreaker event, c'est comme une genre de formation, des événements de formation un peu pour
C'est
aider
un
les gens.
peu des événements, si on veut, team building, où les gens, dans le fond, vont se rencontrer. On veut qu'il y ait plus une culture de vous êtes les bienvenus chez Enterprise, on veut créer des liens, que déjà les nouveaux employés puissent se sentir à l'aise à communiquer ensemble et à travailler ensemble pour se donner des trucs pour augmenter les ventes.
OK. Puis ça, est-ce que c'est pour les moins bons performeurs ou c'est pour tous les employés de la compagnie?
Le but, c'est vraiment pour tous les employés, pour que justement les meilleurs puissent aider ceux qui ont plus de difficultés pour
OK.
augmenter la performance globale.
Oui, c'est super bon en effet l'idée, mais vous pensez pas par contre que retirer le MVP qui est comme l'événement comme attendu du mois, les gens ils regardent leur vente tout au long du mois pour arriver à cet événement-là, qui est une activité payée, puis tout ça, vous pensez pas que ça pourrait retirer un peu la motivation des employés à vendre?
Ce qu'on amenait dans le fond avec la Harrisburg Two-Factor Theory, qui est une théorie qu'on a vue dans un de nos cours de comportement organisationnel, c'est qu'on a vu qu'il y a des facteurs, si on veut, de motivation reliés à la satisfaction du travail. Puis on s'était dit qu'en créant justement la position de leader, la personne pourrait plus, si on veut, retirer une satisfaction reliée au travail, puis se dire, OK, j'ai réussi à apporter telle et telle amélioration. Puis on se trouvait que la partie MVP était intéressante, mais restait, si on veut, plus un facteur plus relié, si on veut, à comme quelque chose, un facteur de non-satisfaction relié dans le Harrisburg Two-Factor Theory.
Merci. Puis votre programme, vous avez parlé du programme de rotation à travers les provinces. Vous ne pensez pas que la barrière de la langue va être une problématique rendue là?
Ben, justement, on voulait amener le 10 000 $, c'est justement pour donner le 12 000 en fait, c'est justement pour amener du support aux employés qui veulent faire ça, puis c'est ça, leur donner le plus de support possible pour réussir.
C'est une très très bonne idée, c'est juste malheureusement le Québec est la seule province qui ne peut pas faire ça.
Okay.
So I'm in finance, so I'm very excited to talk with you today. The $1.25 million increase in sales represents 2,400% ROI. Do you think that's feasible?
I mean, like, based on like the model that we've built, like that's the number that like we've conducted. We think it's pretty big, but like right now the numbers show like that it works. So.
And that's driven by the average per contract going up, or just by the time efficiencies?
Right now, the model combines the the fact that the employees cooperate more together, and the fact that like there's less of like a competitive culture. So like yeah, that's where it comes from.
Okay.
For the moment.
Did you guys prepare like a detailed budget? Because like I saw the pie chart. There's no
Yeah,
number or
okay.
anything, so I saw it was like 37,000. Yeah,
Actually,
didn't see
there are some
how it's-
mistakes in the financials. The budget, in fact, is not $37. We changed it. It's $50,000.
Okay.
We allocate $18,000 to the creation of the new system. We also after that allocate $12,000 to the exchange program, $10,000 to the leadership program, and $10,000 to the icebreakers.
What was the third one? Sorry.
Okay, 18,000 for the information system,
Yep.
10,000 for the icebreakers,
Mm-hmm.
10,000 for the leader program, and 12,000 for the exchange program.
All right. Thank you.
Ah ben j'avais une question. Le 10 000 du icebreaker, c'est pour en faire un seul ou
Non,
pour toute l'année?
bon, ok, bon. Donc, le icebreaker, dans le fond, en retirant le MVP, on pense aussi à aller chercher plus d'argent. Puis on pense que justement, vu que ça va être ouvert à plus d'employés, on va avoir besoin d'un 10 000 supplémentaires pour faire les deux activités, si on veut, de team building pour pendant l'année.
Merci.
Merci à vous.